Growing up with narcissistic parents can have lasting effects into adulthood. Narcissistic parents are often demanding, and they need to be constantly the center of attention. They usually exhibit overprotectiveness and may respond with rage when their child does not fulfill expectations. Today, we will talk about 10 signs that someone is raised by a narcissist. Number 1. They are highly competitive. People raised by narcissists tend to be incredibly competitive and will do whatever it takes to get ahead. This is because narcissists want to prove that they are better than everyone else and deserve everything they have. They also want to make sure that other people see how great they are, so they tend to be very competitive to show off their accomplishments. Narcissists often compete with other people even when it's unnecessary. You'll notice them trying to one-up you on everything, from how much money they make to how much they know about a particular topic. They can't stand the idea that someone else might get more attention or praise than them. Number 2. They easily get offended by criticism or rejection. People who are raised by narcissists often have a hard time dealing with criticism and rejection. They often have trouble being assertive and separating their own needs from the needs of others. They can't see the world through anyone else's eyes, so it's hard for them to understand that other people don't always think as they do. Narcissists often have a very fragile ego, which means they're likely to take even the most minor criticism or rejection as an attack on their character. They will react to criticism and rejection with rage, defensiveness, or denial, often lashing out at their critics to discredit them and their opinions. Number 3. They have an exaggerated sense of self-importance. Narcissists are often the center of their universe. They believe that everyone is as interested and impressed with them as they are. A person raised by narcissists will learn to develop these characteristics and mimic them to protect themselves from getting hurt by their toxic parent. They will often exaggerate their achievements and abilities to make themselves feel better, even when there is little evidence to support their claims. The narcissist will often tell stories that make them look like the hero or heroine of their own life, but they will leave out all the parts where they failed or made mistakes. Number 4. Have no sense of boundaries. A person raised by a narcissist will have no sense of boundaries. They will be overly friendly and open about their personal life and likely share too much information with people they just met. They may even feel like they don't have any personal space. When you don't have a sense of boundaries, you're likely to have difficulty saying no to other people's demands. You may feel like you're constantly giving in. A person raised by a narcissist is likelier to take up lots of space in a conversation or be extremely touchy-feely with friends and strangers. This can make it difficult for them to know when to back off and give people space. This will lead to relationships or even work problems if others are bothered by their behavior. Number 5. They have trouble maintaining healthy relationships. If you notice that your friend or a family member has trouble keeping friends, it could be because of their upbringing. Narcissists tend to have very little empathy for others. They may not even realize that there's anything wrong with how they relate to other people. This can make them seem cold or uncaring, even if they're not intentionally trying to harm anyone. Narcissists often struggle with maintaining relationships because they feel others don't deserve their time or attention. Narcissists feel entitled to everything they want, so they don't see any reason other people should have access to it. Number 6. They tend to be attracted to narcissistic partners. Many people who grew up with narcissistic parents find themselves drawn to narcissists. If you're dating someone narcissistic, It may be because you are one too. Narcissists often find themselves attracted to other narcissists. It's not that they're attracted to these individuals. Instead, they often find themselves in a relationship with a narcissist because they subconsciously seek out similar patterns. Either they feel they deserve it after being raised by a narcissistic parent, or learned through experience that this type of person can provide them with the kind of validation and attention they need. Number 7. They are extremely jealous and controlling. This is one of the most obvious signs that a person has been raised by a narcissist. Narcissists are envious of others. They will try to control all aspects of your life to ensure you don't get too much attention or validation from other people. Narcissists will try to dictate what you do, how much time you spend with your friends, and even who you see. If you try to break up with them, they may threaten or emotionally manipulate you into staying together. People raised by narcissists tend to be very jealous and controlling because they're uncomfortable with people having their own lives, interests, and dreams. They want to be the star of every story. They'll do anything to hold on to that spotlight, including manipulating others into being jealous of them, or being upset if someone else has something they don't have. Number 8. They frequently devalue others. One of the most common traits among narcissists is their habit of devaluing people and things around them. The person raised by a narcissist will likely have picked up this habit from them. Narcissists are often envious and insecure. As such, they must constantly prove how much better they are than others. This often manifests in insults, put-downs, or other attempts to belittle the people around them. Narcissists see themselves as the center of the universe and everyone else as less than or inferior to them. They don't care about anyone else's feelings or emotions, except when those emotions can be used to manipulate or control others. Number 9. They blame other people. People raised by narcissists will often blame others for the misfortunes and problems they experienced. When they mess up, they assume it's because someone else did something to them. They don't take responsibility for their actions and often use the victim mentality to manipulate others into feeling sorry for them. Narcissists are great at deflecting blame onto others. Most people with narcissistic parents are very aware of how they were blamed as children. They don't see the need to change anything about themselves because they already think they're perfect. Number 10. They have a hard time making decisions. Do you know someone who has difficulty making decisions? Are they always looking for your advice? This might be a sign that they were raised by a narcissist. People raised by narcissists often have trouble making decisions because their parents made all the decisions for them. They learned to rely on their parents' opinions and didn't develop their own. This is different from being indecisive. Narcissists don't just feel unconfident about their choices. They struggle to make them. They may be paralyzed in front of a menu or an otherwise simple decision. They may end up waiting longer than they should because they're afraid of making the wrong one. Be careful of who you give your energy to and to who you share yourself. Having narcissistic parents will likely affect one's self-esteem, self-assurance, and ability to sustain mutually beneficial relationships. If you happen to see these signs in someone, chances are they are likely raised by a narcissist, or they are narcissists themselves. But it's also important to note that not all of these traits are necessarily learned. Some children of narcissists may exhibit some of these tendencies because they have them. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. Take advantage of this exciting video right here.